Good morning. What if the most painful parts of your past aren't roadblocks, but a hidden blueprint for your greatest strengths? Are you tired of your past dictating your present? It's time to take control. This episode isn't about forgetting what happened, it's about reframing everything. You're about to discover how to rewrite your life story, transforming trauma into triumph, and uncover the power that's been inside of you all along. Welcome to Logan's Voice, a podcast dedicated to truth, awareness, hope, and healing. I'm Doug Ballinger, Logan's dad, and I believe every story deserves to be heard. Here we talk about the real stuff: grief, addiction, recovery, and the strength it takes to rise again after loss. Because silence has taken too many lives, and it's time to replace shame with truth and pain with purpose. Before we dive in, if you're listening on YouTube, hit that subscribe and tap the notification bell so you'll never miss an episode. And I'd love to know where you're listening from. Leave a comment below and share your city or a bit of your story. We're building a community of hope, one voice at a time. Most of us grow up believing that our story is set in stone. Something happened, a trauma, a failure, a heartbreak. And from that moment on, it felt like life stamped a permanent label on us. We start to live by that script: the broken one, the addict, the one who lost someone, the one who failed. It's so easy to mistake those chapters for an entire book. But here's the truth: your story isn't fixed, it's evolving. Every single day you wake up and choose to keep going. The past doesn't get to define you unless you keep rereading it in the same way. That's the illusion, believing that because something hurt you once, it will always hold power over you. When you believe your story is unchangeable, growth feels impossible. You stop dreaming. You stop believing in the what if. And maybe the most tragic part is that you stop seeing your own power to rewrite the ending. Here's where everything shifts. Your perception, not the event itself, dictates its ongoing power over you. The story you tell yourself about what happened determines whether that memory imprisons you or empowers you. Start by identifying the core wound that keeps replaying in your mind. Ask yourself, what is the belief I built around this experience? Maybe it's, I'm not enough, or good things never last, or everyone leaves. Those beliefs are like invisible scripts running in the background of your life, shaping your choices and emotions. Now, begin to separate the factual event from the emotional story you've built around it. The event might have been painful, it might have broken your heart, but the story that says I'm unworthy because of it can be rewritten. When you see that separation clearly, you reclaim your power. You stop living in reaction to the wound and start responding with wisdom. So, how do you actually rewrite your story? First, challenge negative self talk every time it appears. When your mind says, I always mess things up, answer it with, I'm learning from every experience. It sounds small, but each new sentence becomes a new page in your book. Second, try journaling. Write down the version of your story that's been playing on repeat. Then write a second version that highlights what you've learned, how you grew, and what strength emerged from that pain. Journaling helps your brain see that the story is yours to edit. Third, use cognitive restructuring. When an old memory surfaces, instead of replaying it with shame, replay it with compassion. Look at your younger self in that memory. the one who did the best they could with what they knew, and speak to them as you would to someone you love. And finally, seek new perspectives. Talk with people who've walked through similar struggles. Sometimes hearing how someone else reframed their pain gives you permission to do the same. This isn't denial, it's empowerment. You're not changing what happened, you're changing the meaning you give it. Let's talk about the beauty of the scars. I've met people who faced unspeakable loss and turned it into light for others. A mother who started a support group after losing her son. A man who turned his battle with addiction into a mission to mentor teens. A friend who used her trauma to become a counselor for people who've lived through the same. None of them erased their pain, they just reframed it. They stopped asking, why me? And started asking, what did this teach me? When you shift that question, everything changes. Your past stops being a prison and becomes a platform. Every scar becomes evidence of your survival. Every wound becomes the story of strength that can help someone else heal. The truth is, pain will change you, but you get to decide what it changes you into. Take a deep breath with me. Ask yourself, what story have I been telling about my past that no longer serves me? Write it down. Then, underneath it, write a new version, one that honors your pain but celebrates your growth. You've survived every hard day up to this point. You're stronger than the version of you who started this journey, and that means you have everything you need to rewrite what comes next. If this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who's still living under the weight of an old story. Because healing begins when we realize that the past is a teacher, not a life sentence. Subscribe to Logan's Voice on YouTube and click that notification bell so you never miss an upcoming episode. Visit logansvoice.org for more stories of truth, awareness, hope, and healing. Remember, your story isn't over, it's evolving. And sometimes the most powerful chapters begin where the pain once lived. You're not broken, you're becoming. I'm Doug. I am Logan's voice. I am Logan's dad, and I will not be silent.